All right, guys, I've got chapter 19 of Lemons. Obviously, they just did the molding of what they think are Bigfoot footprints. So let's see what happens in this next chapter, which is titled Assistant Detective Extraordinaire. With Expedition Bluff Creek a stunning success, thanks to my amazing investigative skills, Tobin and I helped Charlie set up a big display in the glass case near the register at the Bigfoot Souvenirs and More that Monday morning. While Charlie works on setting up the footprints, we're lying on our stomachs near the fireplace or coloring a giant map of Bluff Creek for the backdrop. The bell on the door rings. I don't even pay attention until I hear this weird noise come out of Tobin's throat. "Good morning, boys," Charlie calls from behind the counter. "Did you come to hear about our fantastic discovery out at Bluff Creek?" Tobin ducks his head lower and keeps coloring without saying anything. He's got the greens, grass, and forest. I've got the yellows and blues, the sun and the sky. "Yeah," says one boy. "We heard about the footprints. Well, everyone has. It's all anyone's talking about, really." There are two of them, probably the same age as us. One is a buzz cut and a Sticks t-shirt. The other with long bangs that he keeps swinging out of his eyes. The phone rings in the back room. "I'll be just a minute, boys," Charlie tells them. "Maybe Tobin and Lem, you guys can start." Charlie steps around the counter and back into the back room. "Bigfoot Souvenirs and More. How can I help you today?" we hear Charlie say. The boys shuffle in our direction, stopping next to where we're coloring. They look down at us with stupid smirks on their faces. The one with the buzz cut puts a Nike toe on my son. "You're in my son," I inform him. He doesn't budge. He's still smirking down at me. "So what's your story?" He juts a chin in my direction. Tobin makes that noise in the back of his throat again. "Don't you have any manners?" I asked the boy with the buzz cut, picking up his toe and moving it myself. "What?" he asks. "Manners," I say again, slower this time. "You are generally supposed to acknowledge someone with some kind of greeting before bombarding them with rude questions." The boys just look at each other and laugh. I know that laugh. I've heard it before. Tobin makes another weird sound and then starts scribbling even harder. I just know he's going to shred the paper straight through and ruin this whole thing. "Oh, excuse me, please, Miss Fancy Pants. How are you doing this fine morning? And by the way, what's your story?" Buzzcut asks while he curtsies, and he holds out a pretend skirt. Bangs laughs at him and swings his head right. "Better, but still needs work," I tell him, leaning back and examining my swirling clouds. "Oh, she must be Tobin's new girlfriend," Bangs says. "Wrong." Tobin snaps his head. I sigh and put my crayon down and look at the two boys. "I just moved here from San Francisco," I say. "Not that's any of your business." They laugh again. "Huh?" Buzzcut says. "Seemed to me like you're spending a lot of time with Tobin here. In my book, that makes you his girlfriend." "She is not," Tobin shouts out. "In your book?" I ask. "So just one then? One book that you've read? Singular?" And I smile. He glares at me, and I know he knows that I know it was them on the other end of the green phone the other day. "Do you kiss her on the lips while you sit on Charlie's porch swing, Tobin?" Bangs asks as he makes kissing noises. Tobin pops up from the floor and glares at them with his fists clenched on his sides, thumbs sticking straight up. "Yeah, well, you're just, you and, why don't you guys just shut up and get out of here?" Tobin spits out. Wow, that was brutal. I wonder if he knows that as far as comebacks go, he's the worst. He needs a serious lesson. Lucky for him, he's got me. "Listen here," I start. "Why don't you and moron number two here go and..." "Hey, kids," Charlie comes out of the back room. "Is there a problem?" No, sir." Buzzcut shoots an award-winning smile in Charlie's direction. "Just ignore them, Tobin," I whisper to him as I grab the midnight blue from the box. Who cares what they think anyway? Charlie is over by Tobin's side now. "Problem?" he asks again, putting a hand on Tobin's shoulder. "Oh, no, not at all, sir." Buzzcut's lips stretch wide over his teeth. "We just came in to see what all the talk was around town. We heard you cast those prints." "That's right." "You boys come on over this way and I'll show you what we found." Charlie smiles as he guides the two doofuses to the glass case. He looks over his shoulder at Tobin and winks. Tobin gets back down on the floor and starts coloring again, scribbling green furiously on the paper. Hey, I grab his arm. Stop. What are you doing? You're going to rip it. They make me so mad, he hisses at me. Then he stops coloring and takes his glasses off, and he wipes his eyes. Those two idiots? I ask, pointing up the counter. Don't give them the time of day. They just want to get a rise out of you. If you show them you don't care, they'll leave you alone. You don't understand, he tells me. Well, one thing I can say for sure is that you're the absolute worst at comebacks in the history of the world. I mean, you're really bad, as I hold my nose. You're like Stinko Reno. He smiles, and he laughs a little bit. I just get so flustered, I can't get the words in my head to come out of my mouth right. Well, good thing you have me to coach you. I'll give you some real good zingers, too. I'm the comeback queen in the city. You do that? Sure, I shrug. You know they're just jealous, right? No, he shakes his head. That's not it. Oh, yeah. Of what? Well, not everyone makes founder and president of their own company by the fifth grade, I say. Tobin thinks hard about that, and then I see the corner of his mouth curl up in a smile.